Coming in around 2,250 pounds, Rockwood pop-up with a dinette slide, king front bed, queen rear, heated mattresses all the way around here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Overall, looks to be used, but not dead. You know, there's going to be a couple wear and tear spots I'm going to point out for you as we go, try to represent it fairly. I think this could be a really nice alternative to somebody, maybe like with a minivan who can't tow a fully enclosed travel trailer, but needs more space for a decent-sized family than a small bunkhouse model could possibly provide you. As we phase inside here, David Blaine style, I think one of the first things I want to mention is it does have a full one-piece entry door and then one of those removable half-size travel doors. I just simply haven't slotted the main entry door in place. The weather outside is currently not very nice. So we took some time, we got this pulled inside so we could get it opened up for you and we could really do you a pretty decent job here. Overall, doesn't look too awful bad. Looks pretty good here. And again, I can see a couple spots where I'm seeing some signs of some usage. But what I generally mean by that is, like, if you had a car that was this age, like my car is a 2013, you know what? I got a couple dents in the bumper. I've got one of my power windows doesn't want to go up, but it only goes down. I've got a couple little glitches just due to age and usership, I guess you could say. That is sort of what we're talking about here. We've got that three-way fridge down below, 12 volt, 110 and propane. And this is not a compressor fridge. You hear a lot of 12 volt compressor fridges. That's absorption. So what that means in English is cold, colder, coldest, and 12 volt, 110 and propane. The real sink with a drain here is nice. You know, this actually has, I was pretty impressed overall with just the all the amount of storage that you can get out of a little thing like this. Like, that whole chunk right there is storage. You can see original owner's manual still in place. To me, that's always a good sign of something that was well kept. And up front here, you have yourself a 70 by 80 king bed. Frankly, this thing has a bigger master bed than most travel trailers and a lot of fifth wheels. Then flipping around the other direction here, what is going to make this look and feel so much larger is that dinette slide. Now, this is not a high wall pop-up, but it's the same general floor plan as a high wall. What that's going to mean is it's going to save you some weight and some cost. It'll also ride a little bit lower to the ground without quite as much overhead clearance, so it's not going to feel so intimidating. We've got storage below the booth there. Even the dinette slide is carpetless, which is a nice touch. A lot of travel trailers still are catching up to that. Funny thing, Rockwood's been doing their pop-ups for a long time. Free floating table base, so if you want to take that outside for picnic time, you can. And if you are so inclined, over here above the furnace, little notch of storage, but also that counter space there has a TV hookup for it. Now, both the front rear mattresses are heated. That is a 60 by 80 queen, by the way. And above that, we have one of those big XL vent fans. So if you really want to get plenty of airflow rolling around in here, you definitely could. Another thing that's really cool about pop-up campers is, like, you see how you got the kind of the windows with the shades there, but all of these things, if you are so inclined, could be unzipped and open. So if you want 360 degrees of viewing and airflow, pop-up, weirdly, is like the best thing in the world at doing that. Now, this is what's called like a gaucho style sofa. The base here actually slides open. It's a sleeper sofa like a jackknife. It just doesn't jackknife down. And if need be, that'll give you that extra sleeping space. So you could have, you know, definitely a kid on the dinette, maybe two if they're real small. But a decent-sized person over here on the sofa, and then, of course, a couple adults on the front and rear bed. So if you need to, you can have not just kids in here, but you could sleep some adults as well. Just a real quick look for you here with this, the camper all closed up, whether you're in travel mode, storage mode, whatever the case may be. You know, if you want to shove this thing over in the corner of the barn or the garage, you can. You can see over it still when you're driving, which is nice. Both front corners here had this funny little thing going on, and you can see where it'd been resealed, but not really liking the look of it. So we pulled it here into the shop. We're getting everything dried off. We were going to put a little touch-up spot on both of those front corners so that you don't have to worry about it. And even though it is only 7 foot wide, meaning you can usually see around it, I do still kind of recommend you get some towing extension mirrors. Just safety first. You're never gonna regret having them, basically, folks. And I do hope you appreciate the transparency where we're willing to show you not just the good parts of the camper, but maybe the parts that are less savory as well. We don't hide things. I also always like to make it a point to get you right up here next to any soft-sided camper, whether it's a pop-up, a hybrid, or whatever. So you can see this was not like put away wet. It wasn't all moldy, oldie. It wasn't gross. There's no spots where like a mouse made a house out of it or anything like that. overall, like I said, it's not perfect, but considering the model year, I don't see anything that really scares me for the model year. There's those two little spots, obviously, on the roof that I pointed out, but when we were inside the camper, there's no signature of anything in there. So whatever did happen, obviously, was addressed and arrested very quickly. And then we're going to go ahead and just put an extra touch-up bead on it, just to be sure. We'd rather be safe than sorry on that one. It looks like the spare tire hasn't been taken off. And, I'm a Michigan boy, born and bred and raised here. But somebody has to be a serious fan to be flying a Detroit Lions sticker on there. We haven't had a fantastic team for as long as I think I've been alive. That's how you know you're a real fan, when you're in it through the thick and the thin. If you're interested, you could actually hook up like a Blackstone griddle or something out here. There's a little propane quick connect right on the side. And remember, once again, we do have that half-size traveling door, but there is the full length one-piece entry door with screen kind of sliders in here. And again, just to kind of show you the fact that now where you've seen those little corner defects, there is no like mold, damage, rotting signature, anything like that in the ceiling. I wanted to make sure you got a second look at those. And again, I hope you appreciate the way that we're willing to take a little extra time to show you the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between on these, so you can buy with confidence from us here at Haylett RV. And if you appreciate the fact that we took the time to get this thing pulled in and opened up for you, give a fella here named Aaron a call. He's the one that kind of spearheaded that and made this footage possible for us today so we could get a better look at it. And I think he'd appreciate the opportunity to work with you when you're ready. Short of that, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.